We're not politically correct, we just have common sense.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unfaltering. Show of Support's Hunt for Heroes offers tributes and true stories of remarkable courage.
If these terrorists could come in your bedroom, they'd kill you, your wife, and your kids. And that's what these men are fighting to protect us from, these murdering idiots. And they're taking them out so that we don't have to deal with them over here.
Show of Support started it all just after the shock and awe bound a nation together. Now, years of footage portraying wounded veterans, deer stands, and standing ovations. Hunt for Heroes, that started as one man's way to say thanks, is now a series that many say is way overdue.
I ain't never felt like that before, and I want to feel that again.
It's just a raw emotion.
They left us being loved and being honored for the heroes that they are.
We still have 40,000 injured troops.
If you threaten our people and our way of life, we will find you wherever you may be hiding, in the place you feel most safe, and we'll kill you in your own bedroom. Thank you for being a country worth fighting for. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
It's going to take a while to get around to all of them, but there's no quitting. It'll never stop as long as I'm breathing.
The landscape is flat and sometimes featureless, yet it's home to the most passionate patriots in America. Camp Freedom is the birthplace of what is now a national obsession of taking veterans on hunting trips. For more than a decade, the Rockin' Chair Ranch has hosted Show of Support Hunt for Heroes. It usually starts with a group of about 25 combat veterans, and Nic Transtrum has just killed his first whitetail buck and can't wait to send his wife the first photo of something that's going to take up the wall and fill the freezer back home. This has been an emotional, draining deer hunt, and it started about 4 days ago over in Midland, Texas.
Again, we have a person last that were left at TSA checkpoint. Please come back. Thank you.
Midland, Texas. Man, what a welcome.
Nic Transtrum in April.
Flying into Midland just reminded me that there are good people.
It's how they start the deer hunts in the Show of Support program, with a hero welcome in Midland, Texas. For some, it's overwhelming. For Nic and his wife, April, it's all a complete shock.
To have a group of people that do that, I mean, it's an overwhelming experience, it really is.
Nic thought he was simply going on a whitetail hunt, but Show of Support makes it so much more. There comes a time that the guys wonder, when are we ever going to get to the ranch? Well, it better be soon, because the forecast is calling for thunderstorms rolling across the Texas plains as Show of Support continues. Stay with us.
Character, commitment, leadership. It's a way of life for those who've worn the uniform. At Pioneer Natural Resources, we welcome those qualities. Veterans are a great fit at Pioneer, a company that values family, character, and a job well done.
One of the differences about Pioneer is it's a company that wants to hire veterans and wants to show support for the service that they've done for our country.
Contact Pioneer Natural Resources today.
A banquet in Midland was amazing. I mean, there's over the top. There's amazing, then there's over the top, and then there's the Midland banquet. That's what it is. It's a class of its own.
Nick was a Black Hawk pilot in the Army. His hometown is Blackfoot, Idaho. He was deployed to Iraq in 2005 and 2006.
Thousands of people in West Texas gather to hear the stories of American heroes. One of those is Nic Transtrum.
His combat awards are an air medal, 2 combination medals, and a combat action badge.
I was thinking, look at all these people that could have been at home doing something or out doing something different, but they chose to come here.
His sponsor for the rifle is Griffin Petroleum Company. The presenter is Mr. David Griffin.
To me, it's humbling to have that many people that care. I deployed to Iraq in 2005, 2006, and we did some good. Middle of the night, we come in with night vision goggles and we're flying land on their back steps and swiftly as we can, and they jump out and kick down doors and take care of business. And the night that we came in, we just got into a bad situation called settling with power, and our aircraft ended up having a hard landing, harder than we would have liked to have. I had some like compression fractures and some disc damage in my lower back. We eventually came to the conclusion that I wouldn't be able to continue flying like that. And so I retired early from the military and just had to pick a new career.
Nick's flying days were over, and so was the time he spent with the guys in his unit. A complete life change in the middle of the night, in the blink of an eye.
Finally. We're here. This is exciting. It's pretty cool.
This is Mr. Game Warden. He's the head game warden of this whole region. We've got your hunting license.
So we get to the ranch, beautiful ranch, great place to be, great place to get away for sure.
If you'll raise your hand, we'll start handing them.
It's the busiest time of the year at Camp Freedom.
Nic Transtrum. Right here.
They've got just a few minutes to get the hunting license passed around and get all the gear to each man. Nick seems to have trouble finding his pile of hunting gear, and there's no time to waste.
That must be yours. That's it. It's like Christmas morning.
And we'll be hollering here in a little bit and getting you with a guide, so y'all get ready.
Four men for each cabin, and it won't be long before the guides come to fetch their hunters for the first afternoon hunt here at the Rockin' Chair Ranch. A hunt that's about to take Nic Transtrum from his highest high to his lowest lows. As Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. Stay with us.
It's a well-known fact the people of West Texas know the importance of hard work, determination, and drive. For years, TCO Field Services has been a part of the expanding petroleum industry. Another well-known fact is the admiration West Texans have for America's troops. Plain and simple, military heroes don't have a better friend than the hard-working folks in West Texas. At TCO, we never lose sight of the job done by our military, keeping us safe here in West Texas.
Nick, I'm taking you to a place that's real special, and I mean that. We're going to Elk Park. 11 years ago, I took somebody I think you know, Lane Morris. So you're gonna be sitting in the very chair that Lane shot his deer out of. Plus, and I'm sincere about this, this is where this whole thing kicked off. It really started that weekend.
I'm thinking about this country. I think about the freedom we enjoy and the men who've come before me, who've given everything, and the men who are out there right now giving everything, and how lucky I am to be able to sit out here on a beautiful day with good friends and be able to enjoy a great American tradition and pastime while other men are making that possible for me. And that's a sobering thing, to have so much fun while other men are sacrificing so much.
Lane hadn't said what he said, and if it hadn't got captured by this guy in the back and got aired and touched people like it did, we would have had a great weekend, a great hunt, everybody going home, I'd been into it, and folks were touched by it. Other people wanted to help, and every year this thing gets bigger and better.
It's a path that Terry Johnson has followed so many times. His favorite hunting spot, now shared with his American heroes. Former Army helicopter pilot Nic Transtrum is on his first whitetail hunt in Texas, and it's something he's looked forward to for more than a year.
And the blind's just right around the corner. It's not very far.
It was exciting once we got out there the first evening and started walking towards the blind. That's a thrill just to get to that point. And I thought, wow. And he says, I haven't brought many people back in here, and this is a special spot, and to me, and it meant a lot. It was the beginning of this organization, and I was humbled and so thankful to. It was like I was walking in hallowed territory. They're gonna start coming out and feeding soon, and before the sun sets, and start getting excited and watching the hillside, and pretty soon some ears poke out from behind a tree, and a couple more deer come walking out, and before long we had several of them wandering out, and what a good time. That's when you start getting real excited.
Nick is from Idaho, and last he checked in with the folks at home, it was freezing. But not here in Texas, where the week before Thanksgiving can feel just like springtime.
As we waited and continued watching, there was deer coming from every direction. They were left, right, from behind us, in front of us, and boy, they were really coming out. It was a perfect time of day to be there. And then I looked away and was glassing, watching for other deer to come out. When I looked back towards this group that was together, that's when I noticed this other big buck. We didn't even see him come out. He's on the far right. Yes, far. Terry says, he says, that's a pretty nice buck. He says, I don't want to tell you what you should take, but you probably shouldn't pass on that one. Grab my rifle and start to get set up to the window, and that's when that buck fever starts setting in, and knee starts jerking a little bit, and you start to know that something's going to happen here pretty soon. Once I finally decided that I was going to take a shot at this buck, he decided he was done waiting around for me, and he wasn't far from the edge of the trees and started working his way right back there. And Terry made a doe bleat sound and stopped him for just a second, and I wasn't able to get a shot off though, and he stepped into the trees.
Oh, dang it, I was on that middle position.
You look at all these different bucks and finally pick one, and then you thought, oh man, I just blew it. I thought I blew it. Man, I just missed my opportunity. Oh, it felt terrible. You know, I hoped he would come back, and you know, I've been on enough hunting trips to know that hope doesn't bring you much when you're out there in the field.
Nick replays the spooked buck vanishing time after time in his brain. Luckily, there's enough daylight to stay and hold out hope for a second chance at a once-in-a-lifetime whitetail buck.
All right, there we go. Anytime you're ready.
When he came back out, I thought, wow, no way, this is great. So I grabbed that rifle, went through the whole setup again, get set up on the window. I thought I was steady, and turns out that that shot didn't quite hit him. So went right over his back, and he ran off. And I thought, man, I've missed this opportunity twice now.
I mean, I didn't flinch, and I was dead center on him. I'm baffled. See, now I'm wondering if I need to hold down.
No, don't overcome, because he's. Don't try to correct. Just aim center mass and center mass of the, and go for double shoulders.
And I thought, man,
if you can.
I'm not going to get a third chance. Since I had shot all the deer cleared out, sun was setting at that point. I thought, you know, we might not even see any more deer tonight. We're going to be back out again tomorrow.
Harry Johnson knows the chances of everything coming back to this spot tonight is highly unlikely. But as long as there's any sliver of daylight, they're going to hang on for dear life. As Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. Stay with us.
Character, commitment, leadership, it's a way of life for those who've worn the uniform. At Pioneer Natural Resources, we welcome those qualities.
These are guys that want to go to work, and Pioneer appreciates that.
Veterans are a great fit at Pioneer, a company that values family, character, and a job well done.
You've got guys who come out here every day and want to work hard.
Contact Pioneer Natural Resources today.
Smith Industries is a huge manufacturer of oil field storage tanks and heater treaters. With a massive inventory and a fleet of 8 knuckle boom crane trucks, Smith Industries can produce, deliver, and set quickly and safely. When the oil field needs tanks, Smith Industries is there. Smith Industries, Midland, Texas.
Military heroes don't have a better friend than the hardworking folks in West Texas. At TCO, we never lose sight of the job done by our military.
After missing that first shot, it really rattled my confidence. I thought, man, what in the world happened? Is it the new rifle? And, you know, you try and find different things to blame it on. And, you know, was it me? Was it my gear? How on earth did I miss that?
It's the last thing Nic Transtrum ever thought he'd see before it gets dark. Deer filtering in after a cage-rattling, bold-faced miss on a big whitetail buck. Terry Johnson is holding out hope that his faith in this blind and his decision to stick it out will pay off.
We had about 4 does that came back into the opening, and there's not that much hunting light left. And only one more deer came back out, and it was him again.
I can't believe this.
With his confidence shaken, Nic Transtrum concentrates on making this incredible stroke of luck count. His rifle was sighted in by SWAT team members over in Midland, Texas. Terry knows what buck fever can do to a good rifle's reputation.
That hit him, that hit him, that hit him. That got him there. That was a hit. All right. Way to go, dude. That was a good one. Third time's a charm.
Yeah. I got to shoot it.
Did that feel good?
Oh, I feel good.
That feels good. Way to go. Way to go.
So it was getting dark pretty quick, and we had to make a decision of where this deer went. He didn't go right down, he slipped back into the trees. And not certain for sure where we hit him, Terry suggested that it was best that we just leave him and not risk pushing him.
Still a good hit because you got one in him, so we're going to get him.
Okay. So we backed out of the blind and headed in for the night, and decided to come back the next morning and hopefully he would be close by so we could find him.
It's a gut-wrenching move, but Terry knows it's for the best. It's about to be a long ride back to Camp Freedom, an even longer night under the blanket.
How you doing?
Hey, how'd it go?
Well, we saw some deer.
You did? You saw some deer?
Some
out there. That's a start. You got to warm up. See some deer first. That's right.
We get back to camp and all the other guys are coming in with their deer. And I thought, man, all I could think was I had 3 chances at that big buck and he's still out there and I don't know if I'm gonna get him or not.
The next morning, it's early reveille. There's a powerful storm headed their way, and Terry Johnson wants an early start.
Did you get any sleep last night?
Hardly.
Well, let me get things ready here and we'll get out there and we'll find him. He's down, we're gonna find him. That was a good shot. We just leave him, didn't push him, he'll be there.
All right, let's do it.
We left extra early because we wanted to get out there before the rain came in. I've never had to leave a deer or any animal overnight like that. Terry and I were walking through the cedars with our flashlights, you know, trying to find any sign that we can, any, you know, blood trail, and there really wasn't much. It's one of the loneliest feelings in the world, being in the middle of nowhere, not being able to find your deer.
Hey. What do you think?
Look at that.
Look at that.
Right there. We did it.
I already knew he was a great buck. And so once we found him, it was a huge relief.
I don't think we have to worry about him getting out.
Yeah.
He's been here all night. So.
Wow, look at that.
Check this out. Glad we found him before the rain.
Boy, we wouldn't have been able to track him here in another 30 minutes.
No. Well, he's yours. Grab
look
him
at
home.
that.
There you go. Look at that.
Look at that.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And that was my first whitetail, so that's a nice way to start.
Is he what you thought he was?
Wow.
You know, you feel some emotions and have that excitement, and things that have been missing in my life for a long time.
You know what, Terry?
What?
I'm sitting here thinking, it reminds me exactly of what Lane said on that first hunt.
What's that?
I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking about all the men and women who are still out there overseas protecting our country so that you and I can be here doing this. It's exactly what Lane said, and I know what he meant. I think you do too.
I do. Appreciate you being here. Let's get him. You do the horns, I'll do the back.
All right. This organization, and specifically Terry, have grasped the very essence of the definition of hero and have become my hero and my heroes.
Let's go show him off.
It's ironic that they're thanking me and calling me a hero, and to me, in turn, they're being my hero.